That's right. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice. Just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42 monthly system, 1,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand bar for 72 months, 0% APR with 0 down with lender approval offers don't combine.
By the time I was, fully addicted to methamphetamine, I was the liar, I was the cheat, I was the thief, I was all of those things, whatever it took to stay loaded. I'm 4 years clean today. I still have family members that won't talk to me.
Visit our website at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The president will soon visit downtown Fort Myers, and preparations are in full swing. The Fort Myers mayor tells Wink the event will be at the Calusa Sound Convention Center, the old Harborside Event Center. Right now, there is no indication the public is invited to this event. Another hotel is in the works. The city of Fort Myers approved an agreement to bring a Marriott AC hotel to downtown. It will sit along First Street at the corner of Jackson Street. It'll create nearly 396 jobs during construction and then another 350 jobs during the first 5 years of operation. 28 new cases of coronavirus at FGCU. It's the highest number of reported cases at the school in a single day. 21 of the cases are connected to the students in South Village, where Eagle Hall is located. We recently told you a cluster of new cases were linked to that dorm. The other 7 cases are in students who live off campus. These new cases come as the school ramps up their testing. Today, you can have your say on changes for 2 busy streets. Fort Myers is holding a virtual meeting to talk about plans for 1st and 2nd Streets. We told you the city is looking to change them from one-way roads to 2-way. The virtual meeting will be held through Zoom starting at 5 p.m. There's a link on the Wink News app. An accused killer goes before a judge this morning. Fort Myers police say Jaquan Robinson killed someone overnight along Utana Avenue. We know Robinson knew the victim, but we don't know their name. In the spring, he was arrested for violating a no-contact order after he broke into the same home. The Army Corps of Engineers started releasing water from Lake Okeechobee yesterday. The water coming our way also raises concerns about blue-green algae. Now, in the past, the Corps released water in the hotter summer months. They say by waiting until mid-October, they hope it will have a less of an impact. Lake Okeechobee is healthier now than in years past, meaning less harmful water is flowing our way. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Good Thursday morning. Traffic is starting to slow down in North Cape on Tropicana, heading towards Nelson. No surprise there. Tons of cars on I-75 as well, heading south of Daniels towards Alico. If you are in Collier County, there is a little slowdown beginning on 951. That's heading southbound towards the East Trail, as well as slowdowns on the East Trail just to the east of 951. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Little slice of summertime here in fall. 90 degrees for the high temperature, near record highs. Sunshine, some clouds mixing in with just a few tiny isolated showers, mainly south of the Caloosahatchee this afternoon and evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Get the best sleep of your life. Helix makes personalized mattresses to fit your unique body type and sleep preferences. Go to helixsleep.com and get up to $200 off mattress orders.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top-quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2000. 2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Attention, Florida electricians. I want you to look down at your uniform shirt. Is the name Best Home Services embroidered on the front? If not, you are working at the wrong company. Join a team where you can create your own opportunities. Join Best Home Services. If you take pride in providing outstanding customer service, Best Home Services is where you want to be. Of course, we offer top wages, top benefits, and top perks, but it's the other stuff that makes us different. You and your family deserve more. Join the team at Best Home Services and enjoy living up to the name. Best Home Services, now hiring electricians.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and have I told you about Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting? I know I have because, well, number one, I've used them on multiple occasions. I've had a few moves lately, and each and every time had them at my home. They're fantastic. I love the staff. They are the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars. But here's another thing to consider. What about a kitchen, a bath, an entire home that you want remodeled? They have teams and resources ready right now to walk you through the process so they can turn your dreams into reality. I should know because they did exactly that for me and my wife. I could not be happier. The communication, the friendliness of the staff, the fact that they've been around since 2001, and the difference that they can make, whether it is something like painting a bathroom and especially kitchen and bath remodels. So call them today, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, 239-431-2781, and find out what they can do for you and the incredible work that they do for yourself. 239-431-2781 for Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting.
Fox News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you are here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube anytime you want to watch each and every day at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps to keep this little old program going. Anybody hear any exciting news at all lately? Anything out there to talk about? It's really quiet lately. It's not a whole lot going on. Said nobody in the past 12 hours, that's for sure, or 24 hours if you want to go there. You know, I heard about this story first thing in the morning yesterday about when I finished the program. And I didn't have a chance to examine the story and comment on it, so I kind of waited. And yeah, it's a little problem. The New York Post, as the smoking gun email reveals how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP dad, and how, boy, there are multi-levels in this story. We'll explain in case you missed it from yesterday. It's been the big topic, but there's also more to the story. Because not only do we have now the details on things that, well, Joe Biden as a possible president of the United States in just a couple of weeks flat out denied that he knew anything about his son and his business dealings. And now we come to find out through these emails that, apparently he may have known a little more than he was letting on, which sounds strange. I know, a politician that would lie to you straight to your face on numerous occasions, angrily, as a matter of fact. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I tried to do a Bill Clinton and it sounded like a Bernie Sanders. That was really, Jake was like, what were you just trying to do? Do you know what I'm talking about? The quote.
You just mixed like 8 presidents.
Yeah, it was really bad. All right. So, confidently stepping up to a camera and saying, I didn't do it. And then we come to find out you're a big fat liar. But, or maybe not fat. But there's also more to this story. Because I don't know how many of you had this experience. And if you did, I'd love to hear from you or even your thoughts on the story that we're going to talk about this morning, 239-479-5592, is that Twitter and Facebook decided that this smoking gun, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, corruption, Ukrainian businessman hooking up together. Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's really an honor and pleasure. Who that person was? Well, it just happened to be someone who was a top executive at a Ukrainian energy firm, meets with the president of the United States, Burisma, the one that was under investigation, less than a year before Biden said, well, son of a gun. And I use gun instead of the B word. Well, look at that. And he got fired. Remember the firing of the prosecutor who was investigating the company? All of this is coming together in a very odd way. Now, on top of all of this, you have Twitter and Facebook, who I can tell you from personal experience. Listen, I can tell you this happened because it happened to me yesterday. I went to go post the New York Post story on Twitter, and I shockingly got what seemed to be a, hey, hold on a second, you may not want to do this. And I wasn't allowed to do it. And then I even clicked on links on Twitter to try to see what others had going on, links to the New York Post story. Come to find out that they were locking people out. Sensitive material, you can't, it was bizarre. And we'll get into the story in just a second in case you missed it. But here's what you need to know right out of the gate. Censorship is alive and well and living in the United States of America. Censorship is happening, everybody. The kind of restricted freedom of speech that you hear about in other countries, other places, is here. It's alive. It's well. It's happening on Twitter. It's happening on Facebook. You have Twitter saying, oh, this shouldn't have happened. Jack Dorsey, yesterday, after finding out that people were trying to spread the word and let others know that the October surprise bombshell big story, the real bombshell big story about the connections between Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and corrupt Ukrainian officials and the Biden family getting rich off of Joe Biden's connections and the fact that he was vice president and all of this is happening before our very eyes. And we have companies and individuals who want to stop that information from being disseminated because it's a political year and they have a political agenda. The authenticity of the comments of the emails wasn't even denied by the Biden campaign. They said Biden's campaign would not rule out the possibility that the former VP, had some kind of informal interaction with this individual, Pozharskyi, I guess his name is, this Burisma official, number 3 at Burisma, and the possibility of an off-the-books meeting between the vice president and Ukrainian executive was not denied. Twitter saying, oh man, this should not have happened. Our communication around our actions on the New York Post article was not great, and blocking URL sharing via tweet or DM with zero context as to why we're blocking, unacceptable. But they did it. It happened. And the only reason why they stopped is because they got caught doing it. And man, there's so much to unpack here, and I promise we're going to go step by step. But know this, that Twitter said that the reason why they did this was because commentary on or discussions about hacked materials, such as articles that cover them but do not include a link, or materials themselves aren't a violation of the policy. Our policy only covers links to images of hacked material themselves. This wasn't a hack, everybody. This was the owner of a computer shop who got Hunter Biden's computer in his hands, dropped off for repair. Hunter Biden never went back to the store, and you probably have stories like this of your own, where you drop something off, and after a while, the business owner's like, listen, if you don't pay for this, it becomes my property. This is how this works because of the cost of business. Hunter Biden never went to pick the computer back up. The computer owner's like, all right, well, let's see what we've got here. And then comes to find out that there's all kinds of information on the hard drive, including some things that I can't even repeat of a drug and sexual nature. And so what does he do? He goes to the FBI, doesn't hear anything. Goes to some more authorities, doesn't hear anything. I think Mike Lee and a couple of others that he tried to reach out to didn't hear anything back. Finally, he gets it to Rudy Giuliani, who looks at this and is like, oh, okay. And others, and finally, there's some there. And boy, was there. There was no hack. So Twitter is lying. There's no hack. And then the other part of it is that Twitter safety claims that the policy established in 2018 prohibits the use of our service to distribute content obtained without authorization. We don't want to incentivize hacking by allowing Twitter to be used as distribution for possibly illegally obtained materials. Oh, you mean like when Donald Trump's tax returns were all over the interwebs, including Twitter, without even trying to find out how the individuals who received those tax returns got them. Anonymous sources that have been put out in books about the awfulness of one President Donald Trump. What about that, Twitter? Yeah, there's a problem here. And we're going to get into more details coming up this morning with Julie Kelly from American Greatness, who not only can comment on what's in the story about the emails, but wrote an article just a few days ago. Is big tech breaking campaign finance laws? This story, along with the issues of big tech and what they are doing, is so relevant to this moment. It's almost like she saw this was coming and was screaming from the rooftop. So we're going to talk about that coming. All right, 239-479-5592. So what exactly happened here, everybody? It's pretty simple. Hunter Biden, and this is from the story from the New York Post, introduced his father, then Vice President Joe Biden, to a top executive at a Ukrainian energy firm less than a year before the elder Biden pressured government officials in Ukraine into firing a prosecutor who was investigating the company, according to emails obtained by the Post. The number of a four revealed meeting is mentioned in a message of appreciation that Vadym Pozharskyi, an advisor to the board of Burisma, allegedly sent Hunter Biden on April 17, 2015, about a year after Hunter joined the Burisma board at a reported salary of up to $50,000 a month. How would you like to have that kind of money? For not having any experience, but having a dad with some influence. Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's really an honor and pleasure. An earlier email from May 2014 also shows Pozharskyi, reportedly Burisma's number 3 exec, asking Hunter for, quote, advice on how you could use your influence on the company's behalf. The Blockbuster correspondence, which flies in the face of Joe Biden's claim that he's, quote, never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings, is contained in a massive trove of data recovered from a laptop computer. Now, let's be reminded of how many times Joe Biden was claiming that he didn't know anything, and how dare you get in his face? You need to get in somebody else's face. There was this exchange.
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business.
And so how do you know?
Let's talk about, here's what I know. I know Trump deserves to be investigated. He is violating every basic norm of a president. You should be asking him the question, why is he on the phone with a foreign leader, trying to intimidate a foreign leader, if that's what happened? That appears what happened. You should be looking at Trump. Trump's doing this because he knows I'll beat him like a drum.
Yeah, beat him like a drum. You know how he is.
Lion, dog, face, pony soldier.
You know how tough he is. So that's one of the times, many times, that he said, listen, why don't you go after Donald Trump? It's almost as if what I'm trying to say to you is I did all of these things wrong, but now we've flipped it to make it look like Donald Trump did what I did, so you need to go after him. Oh, did I say that? Yep. Any other times that Joe Biden insisted that there was nothing going on with corruption and family members and banks and things that they should worry about? Well, yeah, kind of. If you go back to 2008, thanks to Elizabeth Harrington on her Twitter account, she mentioned this, asking about some shady dealings. In 2008, Tom broke on NBC.
So if you get to Washington as president and vice president, given the promises that Senator Obama has made, would you look at situations like you just went through, which has raised some questions, where sons work for big banks that have interests in states?
My son has never spoken to me. I voted for every campaign reform that's existed with regard to lobbyists. I voted for every single solitary proposal to make it tougher. And if you ask around here, try to find how many lobbyists have actually, I probably have spoken to lobbyists, but I don't, it's not a practice I have. If they want to see me, the CEO has to come and see me.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. All right, so there's 2008, Joe Biden trying to cover his tush there as well, trying to explain to everybody, never spoken to me, don't speak to the son, the whole thing, the whole swamp. And then there was one other time. Oh, well, this is one of many. And here you go, a little more of Joe Biden, 2019 in September, when asked about his son's overseas business dealings. And
my son and I do not and never have, nor did my son, the Attorney General, and I talk about their policies at all. So there would never be any conflict that I ever, in fact, influenced because I didn't know.
Yeah, okay, period. All right, gotcha. All right. Somebody texted, Drew, Lee in Naples said, I'd like $50,000 a year, let alone the month. Yeah, I share your concerns. Somebody else said, hey, tough guy, practice what you preach. Get off social media and stop advertising on your show. So I am on Parler, an alternative to Twitter. I am on Rumble, an alternative to YouTube. And so there are places you can go and, yeah, tough guy, I'm doing it. So there you go. Oh, wait, I'm talking about me, tough guy, not you, tough guy. The person who texted. I'm the tough guy. I got to remember that. Jake, I'm the tough guy. All right. No. Actually, Joe Biden.
Lion, dog, face, pony soldier.
Easy. He's the tough guy, right?
That's one great insult there.
What?
Lion, dog, face, pony soldier.
Yeah, it is. Joe Biden's the tough guy. Remember? And all of this, and the Burisma and the whole...
We're not going to give you the $1 billion.
Yeah.
They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a... got fired.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so you remember Shokin has said at the time of his firing that he made specific plans to investigate Burisma that, quote, included interrogations and other crime investigation procedures into all members of the executive board, including Hunter Biden. Do you see why this means something? Do you see how this works? This is how this works. You should be concerned because, number one, Joe Biden's kind of a sleazeball, and he uses his influence to make his family rich to the degree to which he's willing to do anything and everything to get them that money, apparently, even if it means the chance, the possibility, the probability that the things that the family is doing could compromise national security, could have people, actors that don't like us very much, to pick up the same information that this computer store owner picked up and was able to find. You don't think that there's a foreign government who might like to compromise the Biden family in some way, shape, or form, especially if he becomes president of the United States, with things that they don't want to embarrass the family with? if a computer shop owner could get it from a guy who dropped off a computer and just never turned around and asked for it back for repairs, not even half thinking that there were things on the computer that would be trouble, you don't think that there would be maybe a foreign government who would make the connections between Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Democrats? Do you see where I'm going here? And say, hey, I wonder if it'd be easy to tap into this guy's stuff. So you have that. You have the second part of this, which is the outrageous part as well, which is all of the things, everybody, that the Democrats and the left in this country with the media's help has tried to pin on Donald Trump as president of the United States. From a hoax about Russia to an impeachment about talking to Ukrainians, is everything that they have done. It was Hillary Clinton and the former administration in contact with people and trying to bring down the president and being in contact with Russians and Joe Biden, who was the one that was talking to Ukraine. Do you see this? It's so transparent now that everything that they accuse the president of, they're doing themselves. Number two, and number three, the big one, which has to do with you. And quite frankly, this all has to do with you. And the big one, which is we are being censored in the United States of America. You have big tech that is deciding to censor you, and they have protections from this same government to allow them to do this. What a horrible choice we have to make. Either we decide that Facebook, Twitter, and other places are not platforms but publishers, and the ability to be sued by individuals, those protections leave, to which those people, individuals, Twitter, Facebook, and others, will edit content, and they will make those decisions like they're doing now with the protections of the government. They will not allow information like this to get out during an election season. They'll allow information about the president, regardless of how it was obtained, to get out and change elections, change information. And it's outrageous. But what do we do? We'll talk about that coming up. All right. Also, I want to remind everybody, please, 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 we would love for you to be part of our Pledge of Allegiance tomorrow, right after the show at 9 a.m., our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance. We do it together. It's an opportunity to be together, patriotic. I love seeing your faces, veterans and families and others. Join us tomorrow. Zoom Pledge of Allegiance on Zoom. Like I said, it's a Zoom Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. Just text the letters USA right now to 239-479-5592 so you can be a part of it. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News business report is presented by Big Island Builders, whose reputation for quality homes at a fair price is unsurpassed in Naples.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Justice Department shoots down the Dish Network merger with DirecTV again. The New York Post reports regulators told the company the union would likely have to wait until faster 5G wireless service is more widely available in rural markets to help keep prices down. Wells Fargo has reportedly fired more than 100 staffers believed to have fraudulently applied for and received coronavirus relief funding. Starbucks says it plans to tie executive pay to increasing minority representation in its workforce. It's the latest company to set new diversity goals at a time of intense national discussion about race. And stocks fell as chances dim for new economic stimulus. The Dow lost 165 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Today, everyone is expecting you to maintain a new level of clean, from customers and employees to students and staff. Cintas has the essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively. We'll keep you well stocked with cleaning supplies, professionally laundered uniforms, and other essentials like face masks, hand sanitizer, and thermometers. Give everyone the confidence they need to keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Svetlana Kogan, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on Fifth Avenue South. Almost 2 decades of clinical experience in New York taught me a lot about doctoring. My philosophy is that less medication is better. I prescribe healthy lifestyle, good food, and exercise to heal and prevent most of the health concerns. I teach my patients how to use herbs, vitamins, and supplements properly, and spend a great deal of time with each of my patients, empowering them with mind-body balancing steps to prevent illness and avoid hospitalization. If you're looking for an experienced doctor who is knowledgeable in holistic approach to health, check out my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn how becoming a part of my patient family can make you healthy and joyful again.
See, I like state-of-the-art. I like equipment, for example, to test your water like Pentair uses. There's a big difference. When Max comes over and tests your water, they use Pentair's more scientific equipment instead of that old-fashioned chemical way, which means you get better results. And the Pentair salt-free combo has a lot more advantages. It's the one that I have. It's practically maintenance-free. Just pop in a new filter each year, and it's easy. There's no lugging in bags of salt every month, and no timers, no electricity, no saltwater waste, no hassles. And Pentair's salt-free smart combo means you won't be putting in dangerous sodium into that water as well. So if you've got problems with your water in your home, smells bad, tastes bad, call now for your free Pentair water test. Call Max. He's your local Pentair water specialist. He can show you exactly what's in your home's water with their new white glove service program. They can even maintain the system for you. And right now, take $199 off installation of your whole home water system. So call them today, 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799. Call today.
Customers have said they thought our trade-in offer here at Naples Nissan was too good to be true. So, before they drove their new Nissan home, we asked a few of them to share their story. Here's Tracy from Cape Coral.
My 2012 Camry had about 78,000 miles on it. I heard Naples Nissan was offering MSRP for your trade-in, but I was a little skeptical. After I called them and checked out their website, everything seemed legit, so I decided to go for it. The original MSRP for my car was just over $19,000, and I thought, no way, that's how much I'm actually getting. So happy I was wrong, and now I get to drive home in my brand new Altima. It's the real deal, people. Totally worth the drive.
If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, come get the full base MSRP for it and drive home in a brand new Nissan today. Only at Naples Nissan. Full details at naplesnissan.com. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that a lady recently complained that she did not like my commercial about the guy spitting chewing tobacco. She said that sound made her sick. I asked her what she thought about my commercial of Bart the donkey, and she went... Either way, a special thanks to over 4,000 wonderful people who did respond to Papa's wacky commercials and making this past year our biggest, most profitable year in over 30 years. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, we invite you to call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. If we find needed repairs, we'll do our best to make it affordable. Let us show you how we can clean and seal your tile roof, pavers, and pool decks the eco-friendly way, and it's cleaner, safer, and lasts longer. We promise to keep the donkey off your roof. Call me, Papa, for our free tile roof inspection. 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7. License number CCC 133-1790.
Sunday on Wink TV. The biggest NFL games are on CBS, and the best place to watch, Wink TV. Sunday at 4, the Dolphins look for more Fitz magic as they host their division rivals, the New York Jets. Former Dolphins coach Adam Gase takes his new team into the Hard Rock Stadium as they try to score the first win of the season, while the Dolphins try to make it 2 in a row coming off a big win last weekend. The Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets. Sunday, the NFL on CBS is on Wink TV.
Still ahead with Drew Steve.
All right, coming up, we are going to talk more about the bombshell of the New York Post story, Hunter Biden introducing Ukrainian businessman to his VP dad. That story coming up. Plus, if you missed our interview with Steve Deace yesterday from the Blaze TV about polling, you're going to be interested in this. That's coming up.
It's Daybreak with Drew Steve, 92.5 Fox News.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The president will soon visit downtown Fort Myers, and preparations are in full swing. The Fort Myers mayor tells Wink the event will be at the Calusa Sound Convention Center, the old Harborside Event Center. Right now, there is no indication the public is invited to this event. Another hotel is in the works. The city of Fort Myers approved an agreement to bring a Marriott AC hotel to downtown. It will sit along First Street at the corner of Jackson Street. It'll create nearly 396 jobs during construction and then another 350 jobs during the first 5 years of operation. 28 new cases of coronavirus at FGCU. It's the highest number of reported cases at the school in a single day. 21 of the cases are connected to the students in South Village, where Eagle Hall is located. We recently told you a cluster of new cases were linked to that dorm. The other 7 cases are in students who live off campus. These new cases come as the school ramps up their testing. Today, you can have your say on changes for 2 busy streets. Fort Myers is holding a virtual meeting to talk about plans for 1st and 2nd Streets. We told you the city is looking to change them from one-way roads to 2-way. The virtual meeting will be held through Zoom starting at 5 p.m. There's a link on the Wink News app. An accused killer goes before a judge this morning. Fort Myers police say Jaquan Robinson killed someone overnight along Utana Avenue. We know Robinson knew the victim, but we don't know their name. In the spring, he was arrested for violating a no-contact order after he broke into the same home. The Army Corps of Engineers started releasing water from Lake Okeechobee yesterday. The water coming our way also raises concerns about blue-green algae. Now, in the past, the Corps released water in the hotter summer months. They say by waiting until mid-October, they hope it will have less of an impact. Lake Okeechobee is healthier now than in years past, meaning less harmful water is flowing our way. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers starting to get pretty busy, heading eastbound towards I-75, and Ortiz as well slow, heading north to MLK Boulevard from Colonial. And my commuters in North Fort Myers, a delay on Pondella heading eastbound towards US 41 for about a quarter mile. Traffic slowing on Hancock Bridge Parkway heading west towards Orange Grove Boulevard. The trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Little slice of summertime here in fall. 90 degrees for the high temperature, near record highs. Sunshine, some clouds mixing in with just a few tiny isolated showers, mainly south of the Caloosahatchee this afternoon and evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling tip of the day. There's only one Kobe Cooling in the whole world. We're the original Kobe Cooling. The only Kobe Cooling. That's KOBIE KOOLING at 239-482-1542. If you want real NATE certified mechanics with real training and real credentials, Kobe Cooling is your only choice. 100% NATE certified mechanics at your home to give you the best possible trained expert to handle your AC need. It doesn't make us perfect, but it does give you, our customers, the best available mechanic in this business. If you're not using a NATE certified mechanic at your home, you're missing out on the best. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949 and always NATE certified.
Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. You know, I come from a long line of builders. In fact, I can still remember my first day on the job, working for my dad. I thought because I was the boss's son that I would start out in the construction trailer, looking over plans all day. Well, to my surprise, he handed me a shovel and he said, start digging. And that's exactly what I did. He made me learn every aspect of the building process by doing it. So if that's the kind of builder that you're looking for, look no further than Big Island Builders. BigIslandBuilders.com. Hi, this is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. I just want to take the opportunity to thank all of the wonderful employees that make up the Big Island Builders team. I constantly get calls from our customers with positive feedback. When I started this company years ago, I dreamed of assembling a team of professionals that would radically change the home building process. People that look you in the eyes, tell you the truth, and have passion about what they do. That is the Big Island team. Visit us at bigislandbuilders.com.
With the Diamond District, you get the best of both worlds. Jason and Todd are wholesale diamond brokers selling to the public and jewelry stores across the country at wholesale prices. The Diamond District is also a retail store that you can visit every day and see the largest selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds.
At Hope Pace, they believe that it's better and safer for seniors and their families to be served in their own communities whenever possible, not in facilities. With their help, you may be able to stay safely in your own home, avoiding the risks associated with living in a group setting. Hope Pace provides all-inclusive medical care, transportation, and support by phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 239-985-2499 or visit hopepace.org. That's 239-985-2499 or hopepace.org.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
America's excited about Joe Biden. How do I know? Well, let's let the people tell you.
The Biden tell a lie, she tell a lie, and they compliment each other's lies.
A $15 million, $15 minimum wage. I'm dreaming here.
I work or volunteer at a memory care center, and I think Biden acts like he's got dementia.
I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate.
What is Biden gonna do that Trump didn't do for 4 years to make the economy good?
Sir,
Could somebody, I'm sorry to scream, but I'm so pissed off.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Will somebody tell me what Biden gonna do that we wasn't making money under Donald Trump better than Obama?
There you go. The people have spoken. Joe Biden, 2020.
I'm Joe Biden, and I've forgotten this message.
All right. Enough of that. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe. Boy, those ads, they just make the newsroom gets upset. They don't want to hear that kind of stuff.
It's the only thing that makes them upset.
Okay, listen. A couple of things we need to let you know about. Number one, we've got a Zoom Pledge of Allegiance each and every Friday. Please join us. It's patriotic. It's inspiring. It's fun. We get to see each other's face. We get to, and it's quick. It's we do it together. It's just a small moment, a portion out of your day. 9 a.m. As soon as the show is over, I switch right over to the Zoom camera and just join us. Simple. Just text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. You'll get an invite, and then you just click the link, and on your cell or on your computer, whatever it is, you can join us, and we would appreciate that. Have a little bit of fun. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. That coming up in about less than 10 minutes. So we'll do that as well. 6:50 and 7:50 we do it. We're going to have more information coming up about Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, the fact that Twitter and Facebook would not allow people to link to the story in the New York Post. Smoking gun email reveals how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to his vice presidential dad. It's very simple. Hunter Biden takes a computer, a laptop, a MacBook Pro to a computer store in Delaware, drops it off, never picks it up. The person there in the store at the repair shop is looking and saying he's waiting for the guy to pay for it. He's not sure if it's Hunter Biden or not. He doesn't know who it is really. He can't get in touch with the person. It's like, okay, well, I guess it's mine now. And so he examines the computer only to find out you've got a person on there who is not only someone who is admittedly struggled with addiction problems, smoking crack, engaging in sex acts with unidentified women, numerous other explicit images, but also has some pretty damning emails in there and connections to Ukrainians, people that work for Burisma. Remember, Burisma was a company that was going to be investigated by Ukraine and Viktor Shokin, to be exact, only to find out that after having a conversation with Joe Biden, because he got hooked up via Hunter Biden, with officials there, they have a little bit of talk. And next thing you know it, hey, wouldn't you know, it's son of a gun. The guy gets fired. And by the way, you're not going to get $1 billion from us if you don't fire the guy. So the corruption is real. The Biden corruption is real. The facts now are there on display. The evidence is there for people to look at, to see. And Twitter and Facebook decided that they were not going to allow people to link to the story. Absolutely outrageous. We're going to get into more detail on that coming up with Julie Kelly, who's going to join us at 8 o'clock, American Greatness. She even talked about big tech being involved in this election. She could see into the future. Who knew? Seriously, you're going to hear this story coming up at 8. And Aaron Perine's going to join us also this morning. We'll talk about this in more detail. In case you missed it yesterday, I wanted to play this because a lot of people were asking, could you replay the interview yesterday with Steve Deace from Blaze TV? Because we were talking about the polling, and just in case you're wondering about some of the numbers that have been out there, pretty fascinating if you're asking about where the polling is heading right now, and an NBC News Wall Street Journal survey, would you say that you and your family are better off or worse than you were 4 years ago? The Wall Street Journal confirms that Gallup on this poll, the NBC Wall Street Journal poll, most Americans say they're better off now with the Trump economy, even with the lockdowns, riots, everything that's been going on. They're better off now than they were under Obama. Now. The poll was taken last week. What about these polls, and what about numbers, and what do you see? Steve Deace joined us yesterday. I asked him about polls.
You know, if I dropped down here from Mars and I didn't know anything about your elections in your process here in America, and I never looked at a poll, and I looked at the environment, I would look at one party these final days of the campaign is running away from their positions on issues like fracking and taxation, et cetera. I would look at the unemployment rate has dropped the last 2 months now before the election. And only once has a president lost re-election when the unemployment rate dropped in the final report before we voted, and that was Ford in 76, who was never elected. I would look at the price of gas. I would just be I'd look at things like the NBA, which even with its very liberal fan base, saw its television ratings just tank when it went full left-wing, full woke this year. I mean, I would be looking at those environmental aspects and think to myself that the guy in the White House who stands for opposite or for the things that are trending in the right direction would be cruising to victory. And then if I looked at the polls, I would be seeing an entirely different election than what I see environmentally. And now let me put some expertise from having worked on campaigns and done polling. I've looked at the methodologies on a ton of these polls, and we've done a whole bunch of stuff breaking this stuff down on Blaze TV. And if you don't mind me putting a plug out there, if people want to go to my Facebook page, it's Steve Deace Show. You're going to see a lot of these videos where we've walked through polling methodologies as someone that's actually done this and studied it professionally for campaigns. The models that you're seeing in these polls are systemically flawed. And I'll just give you the one that was the most accurate in 2016. That's Rasmussen. Rasmussen, in its latest poll, is saying that Donald Trump is only going to get 78% of Republican voters. Now, 4 years ago, we had an organized effort of Republicans to not support him, and he still got 88%. His average approval rating with Republicans during his 4 years in office has been 87%. He is not less popular with Republicans than he was 4 years ago. I mean, 4 years ago, there was part of an effort by conservatives like Mike Lee and others, Ken Cuccinelli, who now works for the president, to stop him at the convention All right. There's been no such divisiveness within his own party with this president. And Rasmussen is forecasting that he's going to get the lowest percentage for a Republican candidate amongst Republican voters since George Herbert Walker Bush got 73% of them in 1992, and that was with Ross Perot on the ballot siphoning off his support. There's no way that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean Joe Biden is not going to win. I'm not arguing that question. But you asked me about polls.
Right.
If that methodology is just, and here's why that matters. Because if you look at the Rasmussen poll, their top line result is Biden plus 12. If you look at the internal methodology, Trump losing, what they're claiming is Trump's going to lose 12 points of Republican support from 4 years ago. That's basically their entire top line result. And as we learned with COVID-19 and these doomsday models, now you're seeing it with polling. For a model to have integrity, efficacious, the premise and the logic and the assumptions all have to line up to the conclusion. A plus B equals C, meaning I can reverse, when I look at your final result, I can go into your methodologies and reverse engineer how you got there, and it makes sense to me. All right?
Right.
Does it make sense to you that 1 out of every 4 registered Republicans in America is not going to vote for Donald Trump?
No.
That's never going to happen.
Right. Right. So then would you agree, as I've been talking to many people about this, that the way probably that the campaign is looking at this is a base election. This is really about getting more than 80+% out to the polls. This is about almost maxing it out to numbers like we have never seen before. Base election.
I think both sides see it that way. I mean, last week you've got Nancy Pelosi forming a 25th Amendment committee.
Yeah.
And you've got Donald Trump doing Levin, Hannity, and Limbaugh, the trifecta, the holy grail in our industry, doing them all in the span of about 48 or a span of about 3 days. And I think that shows you, last time we had something we've never had before since we started the television era, televised debates. Last election was the first time the candidate with the higher favorables lost. But they both, Clinton and Trump, they were both negative in favorables, so the stat didn't really matter. Okay?
Right.
I think what you're seeing this time is that both sides are having a hard time identifying who is actually the electorate that's going to vote. As we learned in the Obama years, you don't win elections by winning a majority of voters. You win elections by winning a majority of the people who vote, that you can frame who the electorate is, who actually turns out. And I think between Trump's unfavorables and I think between Biden's dementia, I think both sides are wondering, hey, are we going to see 25% independence, 40% independence, 15% independence? And I'm not sure that they know that. Right. And so I think because this is so much driven by an impulse to vote against the other side, that you're seeing both sides right now play to their hardcore bases, trying to make sure they control what they can control, which is turning out a maximum of their most ardent supporters and then letting the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I agree with that. Steve Deace right there from Blaze TV joining us yesterday on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. And yeah, that I couldn't agree more, which is that it's going to be getting out the base. I think both sides are trying to do it. I think now Democrats have been trying to use the Amy Coney Barrett, the confirmation hearings to do just that, to say that your health care is going to be taken away and Roe v. Wade is going to be taken away, and trying to polarize and trying to go after their most ardent supporters to try to get out to the polls. And then all of a sudden, that goes away, everybody, because now you've got the Blockbuster email scandal there from the story from the New York Post about how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP dad, and now all of a sudden, boy, that's going to get the base for Republicans riled up, huh? All right, 239-479-5592. Let's do it right now. Do we have enough time, Jake? Can we do this? Yep, we're going to squeeze it in. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. If you want to call right now, have a little bit of fun with us, caller number 3 at 239-479-5592. We'll do our best to get it in. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, here's traffic with Sabrina Katz.
The normal morning rush underway around Southwest Florida. There's a slowdown in Lehigh on Columbus heading northbound towards Jaguar. Also, traffic starting to get a little busy on Milwaukee, making that commute towards East Lee County High. We're up to speed, though, on Lee Boulevard. If you're heading towards Lehigh Senior High, between Homestead to Gunnery, should take you about 6 minutes. Now, traffic is very busy on I-75. If you are heading that way or on the interstate, definitely make sure to just use those turn signals. That's your Up to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Pleasant morning, hot afternoon, 90 degrees with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Slight chance of rain, but most of us will be dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
And bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. In her New York Times op-ed, the columnist Michelle Goldberg accused Republicans of bad faith. She mocked Republicans for being shocked at Democrat plans to play constitutional hardball by packing the Supreme Court. She says constitutional hardball is how Republicans play, so they have no right to complain. Now, in her mind, Democrats are victims. President Obama's lower court nominees and Merrick Garland, they were blocked. She says that Democrats are champions of equality, while Republicans are a bunch of racists who have opposed pro-civil rights judges since Reconstruction. Let's talk about equality. The Republican Party was born to counter Democrats. They were the party of slave owners, the KKK. If it weren't for Republicans, the civil rights legislation of the 60s would not have passed. Democrats were blocking it. Now let's talk about hardball history. Judge Bork, he was smeared. He was borked by Ted Kennedy. Justice Thomas, smeared by Joe Biden's Judiciary Committee. Justice Alito, smeared. Justice Kavanaugh was subjected to the most despicable smear campaign in judicial history. Now, Republicans have never played that kind of hardball, not with Justice Sotomayor, Justice Kagan, or even their liberal icon, Ruth Buzzy Ginsburg, no matter how far left their nominees are. And no, we're not shocked when Democrats play hardball and descend into the sewer. That's where you have to go to meet them. We expect it. More than 75% of identity theft victims who had accounts opened in their name did not find out that they had been victimized from their bank or credit card company. Don't be like them. Get LifeLock identity theft protection. LifeLock sees certain threats that you could miss if you're only monitoring your credit and bank statements. Plus, if you are a victim of identity theft, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist dedicated to your case work to fix it. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock looks out for you in a whole lot of ways, including scanning the dark web where stolen identity info is often found. Get your free dark web scan, in fact, at lifelock.com/scan, and then pick the plan that's right for you. Save 25% off your first year with the promo code RUSH. It's real simple. lifelock.com/scan, 25% off, promo code RUSH.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place, but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. When going to the dentist, I know you have a lot of choices, but I would like to invite you to my office. We do cleanings and fillings, plus crowns, dentures, and implants, all in one location. So call me, Dr. D'Amico, for our new patient specials, 234-5284. That's 234-5284. Do you need a denture? Well, I have a denture lab on site, which means that you can have a new denture in just a few days. If you go anywhere else, it will take a few months. That's right, a few months to get your new denture. Do you need dental implants? If you need one implant or a full mouth of implants, don't just go to any dentist. Have your implants done by somebody who performs implant surgery every day. Do you already have an estimate for needed dental work? Don't have your dental work done without a second opinion, especially implant treatment. So call and ask for our radio specials for new patient exam, dentures, and especially implants. Don't regret not getting a second opinion. Call me, Dr. D'Amico. I want to help. 234-5284. That's 234-5284. License DN 15639.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
Let's go to Chris in Fort Myers. Sorry, cleared my throat there while the mic was on. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Drew.
Hey, Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Chris, who's the governor of the great state of Florida? Tell me.
My gosh. DeSantis.
Yes, that is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's on this question. Who was president when Joe Biden was vice president?
That would be Obama.
That's correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Who is the oldest elected president? The oldest elected president.
The oldest elected president?
Yeah.
Let's go with Ronald Reagan.
No, it's Donald Trump.
My gosh.
Yeah, how about that?
Okay.
Yep. All right, well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. Who's the Speaker of the House?
Nancy Pelosi.
That's correct, sir. All right, congratulations. A master's degree for you, sir.
Well, thank you, sir.
No, thank you for being who you are. Who's this again? It's Chris. Chris in Fort Myers. That's correct. All right, Chris, stay there. Don't go anywhere, okay?
Thank you, Drew.
Okay, thank you. Back at you. All right, Erin Prawn's going to join us. She is the Director of Press Communications for the President. And as you can imagine, there's a lot to discuss this morning. Hasn't been a boring 24 hours, has it? We'll get to it coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
For the past 58 years, Conditioned Air is focused on your comfort. Today more than ever, our business community, our nonprofits, our leaders, and our citizens are relying on each other for strength. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a we time in our lives. Conditioned Air is here for you and here for our community. Whether you're looking for routine air conditioning service and repair for your home, installation of a new air conditioning system in a large commercial property, or anything in between, our Conditioned Air team is eager to help. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We are your neighbors, parents of school children, volunteers in the communities, coworkers, consumers, and supporters of all types of businesses. We want to help you when and where you need us, at your business or in your home. Your comfort is essential. Invest wisely. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The president will soon visit downtown Fort Myers, and preparations are in full swing. The Fort Myers mayor tells Wink the event will be at the Calusa Sound Convention Center, the old Harborside Event Center. Right now, there is no indication the public is invited to this event. Another hotel is in the works. The city of Fort Myers approved an agreement to bring a Marriott AC hotel to downtown. It will sit along First Street at the corner of Jackson Street. It'll create nearly 396 jobs during construction and then another 350 jobs during the first 5 years of operation. 28 new cases of coronavirus at FGCU. It's the highest number of reported cases at the school in a single day. 21 of the cases are connected to the students in South Village, where Eagle Hall is located. We recently told you a cluster of new cases were linked to that dorm. The other 7 cases are in students who live off campus. These new cases come as the school ramps up their testing. Today, you can have your say on changes for 2 busy streets. Fort Myers is holding a virtual meeting to talk about plans for 1st and 2nd Streets. We told you the city is looking to change them from one-way roads to 2-way. The virtual meeting will be held through Zoom starting at 5 p.m. There's a link on the Wink News app. An accused killer goes before a judge this morning. Fort Myers police say Jaquan Robinson killed someone overnight along Utana Avenue. We know Robinson knew the victim, but we don't know their name. In the spring, he was arrested for violating a no-contact order after he broke into the same home. The Army Corps of Engineers started releasing water from Lake Okeechobee yesterday. The water coming our way also raises concerns about blue-green algae. Now, in the past, the Corps released water in the hotter summer months. They say by waiting until mid-October, they hope it will have a less of an impact. Lake Okeechobee is healthier now than in years past, meaning less harmful water is flowing our way. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
The normal morning rush underway around Southwest Florida. There's a slowdown in Lehigh on Columbus heading northbound towards Jaguar. Also, traffic starting to get a little busy on Milwaukee, making that commute towards East Lee County High. We're up to speed, though, on Lee Boulevard. If you're heading towards Lehigh Senior High, between Homestead to Gunnery, should take you about 6 minutes. Now, traffic is very busy on I-75. If you are heading that way or on the interstate, definitely make sure to just use those turn signals. The Drip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Little slice of summertime here in fall. 90 degrees for the high temperature, near record highs. Sunshine, some clouds mixing in with just a few tiny isolated showers, mainly south of the Caloosahatchee this afternoon and evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com. Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1HOUR.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Serving Southwest Florida since 1977. To learn more and schedule an appointment, visit firstclassairconditioning.com.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
Fox News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. And also text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. You will get an invitation to our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance that we do after the program each and every Friday, where we wrap up the week with you, and love seeing all your faces. Of course, veterans and families, and even the helicopter flyover along with South Trail Fire that we had last week. It's really incredible being with you. So I'm looking forward to that once again. Text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. So happy to have Aaron O'Brien joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, Director of Press Communications for the President and Team Trump. Aaron, it's Drew Steele. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Drew. I'm doing well. How are you?
We are fantastic. Aaron, I'm going to start off with, I'm saying something crazy. You're into communications, clearly, obviously. So I'm going to throw out just a crazy scenario, and I just want to see where you go with this, okay? So just follow me. This is going to be weird. But let's imagine for a second that we find out this great story, a big story. It could change the complexity of where we are at our moment in time. Let's call it politics. Okay, let's just say it's political. And then let's just imagine a world where we try to get that information out to people on social media. And we're not able to do it. As a matter of fact, I'll say something really crazy, like the social media places would not allow us to do it. We'd never see a scenario like that. Aaron, I mean that sounds crazy, doesn't it?
No, it does sound crazy, and it was yesterday's adventure on the campaign and in America.
Yeah.
You see Facebook and Twitter who have decided to really just full bore become Joe Biden staffers at this point, where they are suppressing the ability of the American people to exercise their First Amendment right, to be able to share and disseminate information. And it's fact-based information about the fact that Hunter Biden was getting rich off of giving access to his father, the Vice President of the United States. It's the swampiest thing you've ever seen, and Facebook and Twitter have blocked the ability of people to share that story. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and the fact that they would make claims like, the information. It's not only is it hacked, which it wasn't from a hacked source, which is ridiculous already, even on its face, because we have the information of how it is out there. But then to say things like, Twitter doesn't do that because we wouldn't want to have any problems when it comes to, the future, and give people ideas that maybe possibly, they would get this information and distribute it without authorization. It sounds like they were okay when some of the president's information was out there in the past, and some ridiculous information and some things that were clearly a hoax. They didn't have a problem disseminating all of that without trying to back up and get facts. But now all of a sudden they're righteous. This is dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's dangerous.
So dangerous. Absolutely. And you know what? If it had been, let's say, Donald Trump Jr., who did this,
Yeah, forget
or
it.
Ivanka Trump, or any member of the Trump family, you believe they would let people share that information. And they wouldn't care where it came from, because gosh knows they allowed that Steele dossier nonsense, the fake dossier, the phony dossier, to be shared far and wide.
Yeah.
And this would really put the Clinton campaign in a bad spot, and the Biden campaign, because time and again, they share false information, they share misleading information, and they share stolen information. Listen, if journalists all of a sudden want to have a standard, and the media and social media want to have a standard that information that does not come from a first-hand source, you can't use anonymous sourcing, well, the New York Times is going to be out of business immediately.
Yeah, and so will some people who have been writing some books, and we can go on and on and on all day long about people that do that. I wonder though, Aaron, do we get Joe Biden? Do we get questions to Joe Biden? Let's say today. Will we hear more? Will those questions come up? Will some of the connections with China and Russia that we're starting to hear about and cashing in? Are we going to get those questions asked of Joe Biden?
Well, we certainly hope so. I mean, tonight, Joe Biden has a town hall with the American people. So does President Trump, by the way.
Yeah.
And we hope that he will get asked about Hunter Biden, about whether or not he had lied to the American people about things like claiming he had never spoken to his son about his foreign business dealings. Because today there was a brand new story in the New York Post about how Hunter Biden was making a $10 million multi-year contract with a Chinese-owned company to be able to introduce people. I'd love to be making $10 million just to have some people meet each other. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
The only reason he got that is because his last name is Biden, and his father was a sitting United States senator for decades, and then the vice president of the United States. When Donald Trump says drain the swamp, this is exactly what he is talking about.
Yeah, and I hope that there are people that are paying attention to this. And I know certainly that here in Southwest Florida, people are excited about getting out quickly and voting for the president. They are excited about Election Day. They are excited about talking to friends and neighbors about, quite frankly, not only the things like this that need to be discussed where maybe on media outlets they're not getting the information, but on the flip side of this, Aaron, the positives that the president brings. And I've said this time and time again, and I can't say this enough. If and I've talked to people about this, even yesterday, I said to a couple of people, you know how great things were pre-pandemic. You know it. And even if you were to just stop for a second, take a step back, whatever your political affiliation, and say, hey, how am I doing? You know, and I know the results of this president are tangible, have been tangible across the board. You cannot deny it. And I think that there are many people that realize that, and deep down, that forget about polls and everything else. They can be crazy, but certainly when the rally last night, the people that show up, the numbers that we see, I really truly believe, Aaron, that ultimately that people realize what you and I realize.
Yeah, and you saw it a little bit last week as well when Gallup put out their poll that said 56% of Americans are better off now than they were 4 years ago, right. And that was taken during the pandemic. People know the media lies to them. They know that the media spins up falsehoods. And I want to say, not all media. There are some good outlets like yourselves that are out there pushing for the truth and the facts, and that's important to the American people. And it's certainly important to Floridians because they don't want to be lied to. Americans don't want to be lied to, and they know, hey, my paycheck's higher. I've got more money in the bank. Right. And my 401k has gone up. They see these things. They know what's actually going on. And while the media tries to lie and cover, there are two stats I point to, right? The 56% and a recent Cato Institute poll that said 62% of Americans won't share their political beliefs with other people.
Yeah.
That's the silent majority. And then you see the people who are willing to go out because this is not a moment. It's a movement. Donald Trump ran as an outsider. He ran as a businessman who said, we're going to drain the swamp. We're going to build the wall. We're going to put America first, and we're going to make America great again. And he has done that in spades.
Yeah.
And what's Joe Biden running on? He doesn't have a platform. People aren't excited.
Oh, he's running. Yeah, he's running. He's running from all the things that are happening around him in his life. That's the big issue here. I mean, if we're going to be honest about what kind of running Joe Biden is doing. But also, Aaron, there has to be when you see thousands of people at rallies, the tens of thousands of people that have shown up, that continue to show up, there has to be a diverse group of individuals there from the political spectrum that show up to these rallies. There just has to be. The odds are in your favor that they are that way, and I think that's as well some of the things that we don't hear enough about. The people that show up at these rallies and who they are. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Last night in Des Moines, that's a great point you make, because last night in Des Moines, Iowa, we had 10,000 voters identified, because what people forget is we are such a data-driven operation. Mm-hmm. We had 10,000 voters identified. 48% of them were not Republicans. 29% of them were Democrats. 25% of them did not vote in 2016, and 13% did not vote in the last 4 elections. This is what we're talking about. They may not tell a pollster, they may not tell a friend or a family member, but they show up to see their president in person, and they show up on Election Day. And Joe Biden knows this, because that's why they're trying to start a ground game now with 19 days to go.
Yeah. I don't know if I should say this, but I'll say it anyway. When people say you can't talk religion and politics around the table with family. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You don't have to be mean about it. Just you need to have a conversation. Does that make sense? I mean, I always hated that, because it's not the fact that if you're passionate and you have the truth behind you and the facts, you can have a conversation about anything, even religion and politics, with family members. And I encourage people to do it, because if they don't hear it from you, Aaron, if they don't hear it from us at a table that may be a family gathering that's coming up soon, if they don't get it from us, they may not get it from anybody.
I mean, that's right. It's 100% right. We can't be, that silent majority mentality. Yeah. We can't do that anymore. There's too much at stake in this election. Just look at who Joe Biden surrounds himself with. Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, AOC, Elizabeth Warren. You see the people he keeps around in his inner circle of thought, and they are extreme radicals in this country. And it's unbelievable that he would even think that the American people want to believe that would be a direction we want to go in. Yeah. We are on the precipice of absolute greatness in this country. The coronavirus, we are blowing through it. We are going to have a vaccine in record time. We have therapeutics thanks to American medical ingenuity. And we want to put that all at risk by putting Joe Biden in the White House. We can't be afraid to talk about it. No. We can't be afraid to let the facts actually be out there, because nobody else will do it if we don't.
Aaron Perrine fired up this morning. I love it. I feel like I want to put on I don't know what it is, a football uniform, and that says Trump on the back, Trump 2020, and get out there. Even Jake, my producer's like, he wants to put a helmet. Get out there. Let's go. All right. I love it. All right. Aaron Perrine joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right. All the best. Hopefully we'll speak soon before the election. Take care.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you. All right, there she goes. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Let's find out what's going on right now with your traffic. I was thinking forecast. I don't know why, but now I got forecast on my mind. It just felt good this morning getting out, and was it just me, or does it feel like the humidity's a little lower? It's just me. It feel cooler this morning?
Yeah, and I finally cut my grass yesterday. Probably should have waited.
You cut your grass. Jake doesn't go outside very often, so it must be cooling down. All right, let's find out what's going on with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Couple crashes in Southwest Florida as you're heading to work or school. As of right now, there's a crash in Bonita at Imperial Parkway and East Terry Street. Traffic's a little slow on East Terry, heading west towards the intersection. Also a crash at Goldenwood and Daniels Parkway, so this is just in front of the racetrack, heading towards I-75. It is slowing traffic due to some onlooking delays as well as normal morning rush. So heading out of Gateway, Lehigh Acres, guys, really give yourself a little extra time heading towards the interstate. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Pleasant morning, hot afternoon, 90 degrees with a mixture of sunshine and clouds, slight chance of rain, but most of us will be dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
This is a scam by the Democrats.
Let's try this again. It's Trump versus Biden.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Follow this and all of the presidential debates brought to you by the Floormeisters in Naples, where smart shoppers cast their vote for quality flooring every day.
Make America great again. Trump versus Biden, face-to-face, yet socially distanced. Thursday, October 22nd. Only on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network can help. Tim has helped countless individuals and families here in the Fort Myers area save 30 to 60% on health insurance with superior coverage. Tim recently saved a family of four $800 a month on their health insurance with a lower deductible. If you're uninsured, recently lost your job, on COBRA, or paying extreme rates for Obamacare or your work coverage, Tim will help you understand your options. If you meet the flexible guidelines for coverage, Health Plan Network will provide you with the best coverage at the lowest rates. Their goal is to give you peace of mind and the utmost in healthcare. Go to healthplannetwork.net and see for yourself. Or better yet, call Tim, an expert with 23 years of experience, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net, a premium personalized plan managed and designed by you, not the government.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, have you noticed how everyone's grammar is completely awful now? Like, you know, the texting and the LOLs. Whatever happened to punctuation? I mean, drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
In business, things move quickly. You have to be ready to shift, pivot, adapt, then do it all over again. Comcast Business gives you fast, reliable internet on the nation's largest gig speed network. And for a limited time, you can also get fast shipping with Amazon Business Prime Essentials. Whoa, that was fast. So no matter what comes next, you can do more than bounce back. You can bounce forward. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing new offer. Get started with powerful internet and voice for $35 each a month for 24 months when you buy both. And ask how you can get one free year of Amazon Business Prime Essentials on us. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Offer ends 11/1/2020. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change. New Amazon Business Prime members only.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right, loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice, just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months, 0% APR with 0 down. Lender approval offers don't combine.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
In a world filled with chaos,
You said I can make it to 2021!
there's only one man who can bring back the sanity.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
Joe Biden. He's middle class just like you.
I know I'm called middle class, Joe. It's not meant as a compliment, means I'm not sophisticated.
He's an economics whiz kid.
Out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion. $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it, it's so much.
Who else can say this and get away with it?
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That man is Joe Biden.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Vote Joe Biden.
You know the thing.
You know the thing.
Okay. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. All right, a reminder, please text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. Be part of our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance. Coming up tomorrow, 9 a.m., right after the program. When we come back, more details on the emails that were revealed about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Ukrainian connection, China, Russia. I mean, it's crazy. Wait till you hear this.
Is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. So I put the arch supports in and took about 3-4 steps. Turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Dave actually live the life they envision without their feet getting in the way.
Since then, I've been doing so many things with my children. I went hiking this last summer with my daughter, something that I never thought was possible because I couldn't walk. There's people out there that made a product that changed people's lives. I am not an actor. I am an individual father and wanted to share his testimony with other people out there about my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with the free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
I'm David Klein, and I approve this message. Lee County's health depends on our hospital board. I'm running for the District 3 hospital board seat because now, more than ever, we need experienced leadership to ensure our health system can provide quality services while managing expenses. With more than 30 years leading mission-driven, financially successful, multi-million-dollar healthcare companies, I have the expertise to fill that role. Learn more at votedavidklein.com. Paid for by David Klein, candidate for the Hospital Board, District 3.
Are your kids on the computer all day? Pulling the power cord can get them onto the playground. Creative moms can keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas at letsmove.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Joe Biden denies ever meeting with a Ukrainian businessman who worked with his son Hunter. A request for a meeting is part of a New York Post story about files found on a laptop computer. Twitter's CEO is apologizing for how it handled blocking the story from being shared.
Jack Dorsey, saying the company failed to provide context for its actions. The tech giant had earlier claimed it took action against the article alleging leaked emails showed the vice president's son introduced the Democratic presidential nominee to Ukrainian energy executive because it violated its policy regarding hacked material.
Fox's Sean Langell. Amy Coney Barrett's Supreme Court confirmation hearing today features outside witnesses. She says about the difficulty of the process.
For me to say, I'm not willing to undertake it, even though I think this is something important, would be, a little cowardly. And, I wouldn't be answering a call to serve my country.
America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The president will soon visit downtown Fort Myers, and preparations are in full swing. The Fort Myers mayor tells Wink the event will be at the Calusa Sound Convention Center, the old Harborside Event Center. Right now, there is no indication the public is invited to this event. Another hotel is in the works. The city of Fort Myers approved an agreement to bring a Marriott AC hotel to downtown. It will sit along First Street at the corner of Jackson Street. It'll create nearly 396 jobs during construction and then another 350 jobs during the first 5 years of operation. 28 new cases of coronavirus at FGCU. It's the highest number of reported cases at the school in a single day. 21 of the cases are connected to the students in South Village, where Eagle Hall is located. We recently told you a cluster of new cases were linked to that dorm. The other 7 cases are in students who live off campus. These new cases come as the school ramps up their testing. Today, you can have your say on changes for 2 busy streets. Fort Myers is holding a virtual meeting to talk about plans for 1st and 2nd streets. We told you the city is looking to change them from one-way roads to 2-way. The virtual meeting will be held through Zoom starting at 5 p.m. There's a link on the Wink News app. An accused killer goes before a judge this morning. Fort Myers police say Jaquan Robinson killed someone overnight along Utana Avenue. We know Robinson knew the victim, but we don't know their name. In the spring, he was arrested for violating a no-contact order after he broke into the same home. The Army Corps of Engineers started releasing water from Lake Okeechobee yesterday. The water coming our way also raises concerns about blue-green algae. Now, in the past, the Corps released water in the hotter summer months. They say by waiting until mid-October, they hope it will have a less of an impact. Lake Okeechobee is healthier now than in years past, meaning less harmful water is flowing our way. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
There's a crash on Daniels Parkway at Goldenwood, which is just in front of the racetrack as you're heading towards 75 from Treeline. So there is a little bit of roadblock here as well, which is adding to the delays on Daniels towards 75. You don't have to take this way to the interstate. Colonial Boulevard is up to speed and will be a little quicker. Also, congestion on the interstate as you're heading southbound of Corkscrew down towards Bonita Beach Road. Just a normal busy morning here. And commuters in Fort Myers still seeing a crash at South Tamimi Trail and Youngquist. This is just near that Jaguar dealership. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A little slice of summertime here in fall. 90 degrees for the high temperature, near record highs. Sunshine, some clouds mixing in with just a few tiny isolated showers, mainly south of the Caloosahatchee this afternoon and evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Looking for a frameless shower door? My Shower Door has just opened their 8th Florida showroom, and it's conveniently located in Cape Coral. With more than 75,000 frameless shower doors installed, no one has more experience and 5-star reviews than My Shower Door. We've been named #1 by readers of the News Press and Naples News for 17 consecutive years and have just been named as Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. Want to see more? Go to myShowerDoor.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hello, Southwest Florida. I'm Anthony with the American Tradesman Show, and my guest, Gerald Prevet from B&K Water Extraction and Mold Services, and his brother, Brian Prevet from Prevet Plumbing, and my partner, Juan Silva from American Electrical. Join us each week, Saturday mornings between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., where we talk about something new in the construction field, educating you on anything with the new codes, new requirements, and also the materials and the products that we use on these shows. So we look forward to you listening to our show. God bless America and Semper Fi. Hoorah!
Son, get in the car.
No, Dad, not your car. It smells horrid and it looks awful. I'm scared, Dad. I'm really scared.
Galliana Kia in Fort Myers will get you out of your scary old car and into a 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease for just $49 per month. Yes, $49 a month for a new car. We've got to sell so many new Kias, it's scary. So we've slashed our prices to the bone. New 2020 Kia Rio LX, just $13,990. New Kia Sorento LX V6, $8,000 off. Select models with interest-free financing for 75 months. Is your credit dreadful? Galliana Kia isn't afraid of your bad credit. 2020 Kia Rio, $13,990. New Kia Fortes, $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 24 month lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 due at signing plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee, 0 security deposit with lender approval, expires month 5th.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. To Daybreak with Drew Steele.
America's excited about Joe Biden. How do I know? Well, let's let the people tell you.
The Biden tell a lie, she tell a lie, and they compliment each other's lies.
A $15 million, $15,000 minimum wage. I'm dreaming here.
I work or volunteer at a memory care center, and I think Biden acts like he's got dementia.
I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate.
What is Biden gonna do that Trump didn't do for 4 years to make the economy good?
Sir,
Could somebody, I'm sorry to scream, but I'm so pissed off.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Will somebody tell me what Biden gonna do that we wasn't making money under Donald Trump better than Obama?
There you go. The people have spoken. Joe Biden, 2020.
I'm Joe Biden, and I've forgotten this message.
239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Hey, we stream live on YouTube anytime you want to watch, and subscribe to the channel at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. We do appreciate you doing just that. Also, texting the letters USA to 239-479-5592. If you'd like to be part of our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance tomorrow, 9 a.m., you just click the link on your smartphone or your computer, and there you go. We'll all be together. And it is awesome to see your faces, so we're looking forward to that. We're going to get to Joe Biden coming up in just a couple of minutes, and the corruption there of the Bidens and the Biden family and the money and all the media outlets that decided that they are not even going to talk about this, not once. Is anybody talking about this? Hey, can you do me a favor? 239-479-5592. If you're somebody who's at home right now, can you tell me, I hate to do this to you, but while you're listening to this program, can you flick around the channels and can you tell me if there's anybody at all, any media outlets whatsoever, local, state, national, is there anybody talking about the email, the smoking gun email revealing how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP Dad, the story that we're going to get into in detail coming up in just a second? Any hint, sniff, or is it, if there is it nothing to see here, move along? I'm just curious. So we'll get to that story coming up in a second. I'm just looking at the FloridaPolitics.com St. Pete poll survey. So right there, it's Democrat, Democrat leaning St. Pete poll. But Joe Biden up by 2 in the state of Florida. Democrat presidential nominee Joe Biden holding a 2-point lead over the president, 49 to 47% within the poll's margin of error of 2. So it's a dead heat in the state of Florida. Is that what you're saying? Yet it continues the strong consensus of polls over recent weeks that have mostly shown Biden leading in the Sunshine State by narrow margins. This one, in September, Biden up 50 to 47. Oh, the previous poll, excuse me, was 50 to 47. So Biden losing ground in the state of Florida. And here's the interesting part of it. If you're someone who follows polls and cares about it necessarily and leans on them and tries to cheerlead off of them and believes they'll be coronated president off of them.
I'm really offended personally.
Like that one. Biden continues to show stronger loyalty among party voters than Trump is enjoying in Florida. 85% of Democrats say they're voting for the party's nominee, but just 82% of Republicans say they are doing so. I'll pick on Jake just because it's dark in his room and I can barely see him. I can only see the whites of his eyes. Jake, do you believe that? Do you honestly, in your heart of hearts, that little baby heart that's beating inside of you right now, do you honestly believe? By the way, go turn the light on in there. It's on. It is. It's so dim. It's so dim. Okay. Do you honestly believe in your heart of hearts that only 18% of Republicans in the state of Florida are going, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to vote for Trump? Do you honestly believe that?
You drove around? Okay, let me tell you something. Can I say something real quick?
No. Yeah, of course you can.
All right, because we have the new Trump station, the Crunchy station.
Yeah.
So I was standing on the corner of Winkler and Fowler the other day with the Trump station sign.
Was that you?
That was me, yeah.
You
So
are.
I was getting honks and everybody was waving at me.
And you thought it was for you and it was actually just for the sign. Go ahead.
But yeah, as far as I could tell, 18%, no, probably
more like
48% are going to vote for Trump.
Yeah, at least 48%. Really, you only think that 82% of Republicans in the state of Florida are going to vote for Trump? I'm just asking. Maybe you don't believe that. But, some of the other things that will come up in your choice as to whether or not you would vote for Joe Biden for president here in the state of Florida are things that you're not being asked. For example, on the heels of the WHO, the experts, the ones we're supposed to follow, like Dr. Fauci and others, who, you wear a mask and don't wear a mask. Mask works, masks don't work. We should have lockdowns. Don't do lockdowns. Now we're told by the WHO that governments should not enforce lockdowns. We should not have them. Joe Biden is on record numerous occasions saying that we should be locking it down. If we have another surge of coronavirus, what that surge looks like is curious too, isn't it? What's the number? That we should enforce lockdowns. That's Joe Biden saying that. You realize 60% of the American people, if I'm not mistaken, from the last Rasmussen poll, are like, don't do it again. Do not lock down this country. Do not lock down the state. Don't do it. I wonder how much that plays into people's thinking here in the state. I would say a lot. Because if you're trying to figure out which governor, which president is full steam ahead, opening up schools, opening up the economy, getting people back to work full time, because of the science and the data, you only have one choice because the other side doesn't believe it. All right. Todd's in Cape Coral. Todd wanted to weigh in on what we have discovered in the past 24 hours, that Hunter Biden introduced his dad, that would be the then Vice President Joe Biden, to a top executive at a Ukrainian energy firm, Burisma, that was investigated or going to be investigated for corruption. Less than a year before the elder Biden pressured the government there in Ukraine to fire a prosecutor, which, son of a gun, they did just that, who was investigating the company. And there's more to the story we're going to get into in just a second. Todd has a thought on it.
Well, here's my take, and I think this is how Stephanopoulos is going to approach it. I think he's going to lead with a question to Joe Biden that says Donald Trump has his family involved in all of his government affairs with Ivanka and Kirchner, and, do you see there's a conflict with Donald Trump's family being engaged in all of the things that are going on in his current capacity as it relates to Joe Biden? I'm just thinking the think tanks out there for the Democratic strategists in this campaign are going to try to flip it and make it about Ivanka and Kirchner and all those folks as they start to fight this back.
Yes, and to your point, yes, they've been doing this for the longest time. They've been talking about the corrupt Trump family, and that's why they have found nothing at all. And they've been trying desperately. Do you think 4 years?
Right.
You think they've just been sitting around going, we don't have to worry about that? Of course, they've been looking for anything and everything that they can come up with, and don't be surprised if to counter, wait, but let me finish this thought, Todd, and then I'll have you talk. Don't be surprised if the counter to the revelations in the past 24 hours about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and the money and the influence, and how now we're even finding out more about the influence of China and Russia and the money that's been transferred, and the idea that Hunter Biden drops off a laptop that he never picks up, that information in there is now discovered that there could have been compromised information. Other governments could have accessed this as well and used it to go against the then vice president and the current presidential nominee and Joe Biden. That don't think for 1 second that maybe the counter to all of that will be the left's version of an October surprise, where they'll manufacture something about the Trump family to counter it, and then not give the American people enough time to find out the truth, because we're only weeks away from the election, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, that's my point. I think Stephanopoulos is going to ask the question from the perspective of how the Trump family is directly involved in the government. He won't go directly to, hey, did Hunter Biden gain an advantage by being your son? And did you do deals with,
You're talking about the debate tonight. You're talking about, the town hall that's happening tonight.
That's absolutely. And I think how they frame that question will try to frame it in a way that, Trump will look like his family has gained a significant amount of advantage by being the kids or the children of the president. And then they'll try to make that the story and move off of the Hunter Biden deal.
Yeah. If you think about it.
Not a joke.
Maybe I'd ask this as well, Todd. In the state of Florida, with all of this, lockdowns and the like, you think only 82% of Republicans support Donald Trump, and they'll support him with their vote?
Yeah, no way. There's way too much at stake in this election. Yeah. I don't believe that one. I think it's all about just trying to, pump up the base of the Democrats to try to come out and vote.
Yeah. Todd, you're wise beyond your years, although I don't know how old you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you say that about somebody if you don't know what their age is? Is it okay to do that? I don't even know. How's that work? Jake's thinking about it.
I really don't know.
I don't know either. It's really an odd thing that came off the top of my head. But this isn't Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD right now. You call in number 5. Come on, 239-479-5592. Let's see what you got. Yeah, I'm bowing up. Come on, let's see what you got. Please call 239-479-5592. Caller number 5 will play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash on Daniels Parkway at Goldenwood, which is in front of the racetrack heading towards the interstate, is really slowing traffic. They blocked off a right lane. As of right now, parts of traffic at a standstill trying to pass through. So definitely an area to avoid if you can. Take Colonial Boulevard to I-75. It's much smoother. Also, a crash at Imperial Parkway in East Terry is slowing traffic northbound on Imperial, starting from Bonita Beach Road. You can avoid it if you just hop on Old 41. The interstate, luckily, is still up to speed on your Thursday morning commute, heading to and from Lee and Collier. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Pleasant morning, hot afternoon, 90 degrees with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Slight chance of rain, but most of us will be dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
This is a scam by the Democrats.
Let's try this again. It's Trump versus Biden.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Follow this and all of the presidential debates brought to you by the Floormeisters in Naples, where smart shoppers cast their vote for quality flooring every day.
Make America great again.
Trump versus Biden, face-to-face, yet socially distanced. Thursday, October 22nd, only on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Use your dumb phone to call Schumer and Pelosi. Use your smartphone to call Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel on your way home. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's take Mike in Naples. Hello there, Mike in Naples.
Hey, Drew. Good morning. Love your show.
Thank you, sir. I love you back. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Mike, how often are U.S. House of Representatives elections held? We've got one, as a matter of fact, happening this year. How many years? Every
2 years.
That is correct, sir.
Every 2 years.
Yep. All right. You got a associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. What are the 2 parts of the United States Congress? When we say Congress, what are they?
Yep. You have the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this very question. What does the I in CIA stand for?
It doesn't, it stands for intelligence, but sometimes I question that.
Okay. Very good, sir. All right, so you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. Ultimately, the Confederacy grew to include how many states? How many states were there in total in the Confederacy? Were there 8, 11, or 15?
8 states.
There were 11. 11 states. That's all right.
Good question.
That was
a good question.
No, Mike. That was a great question, is what that was. That was a great question. And it was multiple choice, which makes it even greater. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going with it for today. Hey, Mike. What's that?
Now I learned something new. Something new.
That's what this is all about. Look, you know and I know, Mike, that you were right all along, but technically you weren't right all along. But you're right all along, you know. All right. Well, congratulations. You got a master's degree today on Drew's College. You get the the unbelievable honor, the joy. You can see him on YouTube right now. The joy to speak to Jake, the millennial, right now. He'll explain how you get your diploma in the world of the vid.
And it'll be hanging right above my loo, so I'll see it every morning.
Above your loo. Is that what you call your living room? Well, that is an odd choice of words for your living room, but you know what? I appreciate that so much. All right, Mike, stay there, okay? All right, back at you. There he goes. Through the wind tunnel, that is Naples. There, Mike, clearly in his vehicle. All right, the first word I think about when I think of Julie Kelly, who's going to join us in a few moments, is prescient. She was talking about big tech because before it was cool to talk about big tech and maybe some of the things that they're doing and not doing that we discovered that they were doing yesterday when it comes to your freedom of speech and some of the things that went down with regards to those who wanted to make sure you found out about the New York Post story, the smoking gun email, the big breaking news of the day, and people weren't even able to get that information out. Why? What's going on here? There's a plan. It's ugly. You need to know about it. Plus the details of the story. Julie Kelly from American Greatness is going to join us coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's True Steel. And of course, this time of year, we're looking out for hurricanes. And we said that this hurricane season was going to be busy. Well, now is the time to get with my friends at Generator Supercenter. They are the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. Now, I've had my Generac generator for years. And one thing I can tell you, it is dependable. It's been fantastic. And maintaining power in tropical weather, it's priceless. You got to have it. So get a free estimate today on your Generac automatic standby generator. Expert installation is available. They've got 24-hour monitoring. I am telling you that Generator Supercenter will never leave you in the dark. So why not give them a call today? Find out more. Call them at 204-3469. That's 204-3469. We knew it was going to be a busy hurricane season, but now is the time to get with my friends at Generator Supercenter.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with TriFound with the TriFound Financial Team. Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with TriFound, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Insurance products offered through TriFound Financial, LLC.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The president will soon visit downtown Fort Myers, and preparations are in full swing. The Fort Myers mayor tells Wink the event will be at the Calusa Sound Convention Center, the old Harborside Event Center. Right now, there is no indication the public is invited to this event. Another hotel is in the works. The city of Fort Myers approved an agreement to bring a Marriott AC hotel to downtown. It will sit along First Street at the corner of Jackson Street. It'll create nearly 396 jobs during construction and then another 350 jobs during the first 5 years of operation. operation. 28 new cases of coronavirus at FGCU. It's the highest number of reported cases at the school in a single day. 21 of the cases are connected to the students in South Village, where Eagle Hall is located. We recently told you a cluster of new cases were linked to that dorm. The other 7 cases are in students who live off campus. These new cases come as the school ramps up their testing. Today, you can have your say on changes for 2 busy streets. Fort Myers is holding a virtual meeting to talk about plans for 1st and 2nd Streets. We told you the city is looking to change them from one-way roads to 2-way. The virtual meeting will be held through Zoom starting at 5 p.m. There's a link on the Wink News app. An accused killer goes before a judge this morning. Fort Myers police say Jaquan Robinson killed someone overnight along Utana Avenue. We know Robinson knew the victim, but we don't know their name. In the spring, he was arrested for violating a no-contact order after he broke into the same home. The Army Corps of Engineers started releasing water from Lake Okeechobee yesterday. The water coming our way also raises concerns about blue-green algae. Now, in the past, the Corps released water in the hotter summer months. They say by waiting until mid-October, they hope it will have a less of an impact. Lake Okeechobee is healthier now than in years past, meaning less harmful water is flowing our way. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
The crash on Daniels Parkway at Goldenwood, which is in front of the racetrack heading towards the interstate, is really slowing traffic. They blocked off a right lane. As of right now, parts of traffic at a standstill trying to pass through. So definitely an area to avoid if you can. Take Colonial Boulevard to I-75. It's much smoother. Also, a crash at Imperial Parkway in East Terry is slowing traffic northbound on Imperial, starting from Bonita Beach Road. You can avoid it if you just hop on Old 41. The interstate, luckily, is still up to speed on your Thursday morning commute, heading to and from Lee and Collier. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Little slice of summertime here in fall. 90 degrees for the high temperature, near record highs. Sunshine, some clouds mixing in with just a few tiny isolated showers, mainly south of the Caloosahatchee this afternoon and evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
People often ask me, how did you grow my shower door so big and so fast? But the answer is, we didn't. What we did is we took our family business, we hired great talent, trained our staff, and developed our product. Now, after 17 years, my shower door has 8 frameless shower door showrooms, with our newest in Cape Coral. If you're looking for a frameless shower door company that you can trust and research, and you want to see more, go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Fox News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you are joining us today. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line as we stream live on YouTube as well if you want to watch. At Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate that. You know, I'm glad that Joe Biden is very confident in his position. Because really what we're looking for is we need a president of the United States that is confident. And when asked the tough questions, has the answers, and there's nothing else to see here. We can move along. Joe Biden, not too long ago.
How was your role as vice president in charge of policy in Ukraine, in your son's job in Ukraine? How is that not a conflict of interest?
It's not a conflict of interest. There's been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else. Period. I'm not going to respond to that. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing that no president has ever done.
Yeah, focus on him. Will you get off of me for a minute? I mean, is that kind of what happened here? Is it even big tech who is kind of helping Joe Biden after the New York Post story that came out yesterday, where people were trying to get this story out to those on social media that they would like to read and look into, and nowhere to be found. It was hard to do. What happened here? You know, I'm going to bring Julie Kelly in right now. She is a senior contributor for American Greatness, a fantastic website, and someone. Julie, it's Drew Steele. You know, the first word I thought of you today, and the first word that came to my mind is prescient. How did you know everything was going to happen here with Twitter? It's almost as if big tech has been kind of telegraphing what they might do to people if there was information that would be detrimental to Democrats, that they'd want to make sure that, there would be a problem getting it out. First of all, good morning. How are you?
Good. I'm great, Drew. Thanks so much for having me on. Look, some of us have been saying for some time now that big tech's efforts, not just to interfere in the election, there's no illegality to that per se. What they have been doing, and they've been doing this for years, including in the 2018 election, amounts to illegal campaign finance contributions. Corporations are specifically prohibited from directly donating to political candidates. That is federal election law. Now, there are lots of ways to get around that. Most corporations have a PAC. Of course, executives and employees can donate directly to candidates, but they have to report that. Here we have what is amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars in free advertising, in-kind donations from big tech, the Democratic Party oligarchs who rule Silicon Valley, directly to the Biden campaign and Democrats that they're not reporting. That in itself is illegal because it way exceeds the limits. But yet here they are contributing directly to Joe Biden and the Democrats and so far getting away with it. So as I wrote this week for people who are interested, I've been covering this issue, big tech's interference in the election.
Yep.
For weeks now, they can find my articles on amgreatness.com. But that was my article the other day. And then here they were yesterday banning the New York Post's articles on Hunter Biden's laptop.
It was incredible. I had to try it myself just to see if what people were saying was true, and I couldn't believe it was happening. What Twitter was doing, even Facebook getting in on the act as well. But I guess you knew, and you've been talking about this all along. This probably was not a surprise to you. I mean, it's a shock to all of us because when we talk about free speech, when we talk about the censoring of speech, when we are talking about what to do next with these big tech companies, and I want to get into that too, Julie, as well, because for so long, people have been saying, Look, they're publishers. They're not platforms. It's not a place where you put your puppy up with a cute New York Giants jersey, even though they're awful. But that's besides the point. But you put your puppy's in a football jersey, and you're just putting stuff up, and families getting involved, and until somebody comes along and you're putting something up that is political, and they start to decide what is and is not content, then how does the government get involved? Well, the government can do things, but be careful what you wish for, right? I mean, that's been the argument, the platform versus publisher argument. But then do you really want them to become a publisher and to have the laws that would justify the things that they can and can't do? The be careful what you wish for. What are your thoughts on that?
Right. So for people who are unaware of what specifically you're addressing, it is a protection under the FCC called Section 230 that was passed or developed, I guess, about 30 years ago as these companies were starting up, that gives social media platforms certain protections under the law as a platform rather than a publisher who's responsible for their content. So now we see they're clearly in violation of Section 230. There's been some discussion. The president has mentioned it. Also, Senate Republicans trying to rescind the protections under Section 230, which is fine. I feel like the more fertile legal ground is violations of the FEC, of federal election law, where we are now. Now, Drew, if I were on Team Trump or I were head of the Republican National Committee, I would start considering immediate legal action against Facebook, Twitter, Google, LinkedIn, Instagram, every single one of these major tech companies, monopolies, which they are interfering in the election, are donating directly to the Biden campaign in violation of federal election law. Furthermore, their plans that they have in store for after the election, this whole transition integrity project that I also write about, and you and I have talked about this, people really need to know what the Democrats, the media, and big tech are planning between the election and Inauguration Day to silence the president and Republicans, to censor any posts about mail-in voting. They're already doing that now. They'll continue to do that after Election Day. They will ban any posts or advertisements from a candidate, say Donald Trump, who declares that he is the victor, that he won the election. They have all kinds of plans in place to ban and censor Republican content to make sure that this plan that Joe Biden is installed in the White House, even if Donald Trump legitimately wins. It's a terrifying plan. Luckily for us, they're out in the open, as they were yesterday with what they did with the Hunter Biden expose. So the window is closing quickly on any kind of action, but there certainly are options that the Republicans have.
And how, as far as legally speaking, I mean, how gray is this? How confident do you feel that if lawsuits were put forward, if legally there was an approach to say, hold on, FEC violations, and we can show it? Can you? Do you think that it'll pass? It'll work?
That's a great question. I've talked to some experts. They feel like this is really uncharted legal territory, which is great. Now, of course, there's plenty of case law of companies and individuals who have violated federal election law and have gone to jail for it or been heavily fined. If you donate, or even you did an in-kind donation to, let's say you sponsored a mailing for a local state rep down in Florida, and you didn't report that and the candidate didn't report that, you would be in trouble for that. Just think about that. Even $1,000 or $2,000, you would run afoul of state and federal election law. Here you have Facebook, Twitter, flagging the president, banning posts of his about mail-in voting, because we know that that's part of the Democrats' ploy to steal the election. You could not even put a figure, Drew, on what these companies are contributing. So let's say if they did go to court, it's certainly something that the courts would have to entertain, because it is this legal gray area that is really uncharted, but needs to be addressed, because look at the power that they have. They completely shut down the New York Post Twitter account yesterday. You're talking about one of the top 5 newspaper publications in the world shut down their Twitter account. You could not directly, I tried it myself, You could not directly go to the New York Post website and tweet out the initial piece about Hunter Biden's laptop. It would not let you tweet it.
Right. Yeah.
And then, of course, Facebook, absolutely. Also, keep in mind, Twitter and Facebook are directly tied to the Democratic Party. The Facebook communications director who came out yesterday and said that they would ban this content is a Democratic staffer. Twitter's public policy director left in September to go to Joe Biden's transition team. Yep. Talk about election collusion. The Russians could only dream of having this kind of influence in a presidential election. It's just as bad, if not worse, as if any foreign adversary could try to do to our American democracy.
Yeah, to your point, Julie, I'm looking at the article right now in the Post. Twitter's public policy chief departs to join Joe Biden's transition team. Mm-hmm. And then you have all of a sudden, the Post having this story comes out yesterday. The smoking gun email reveals how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP dad. And then next thing you know it, Twitter blocks users from linking to the New York Post's bombshell Hunter Biden report. But there's no connections at all. I mean, there's nothing to see here. Well, clearly there is, and it is obvious. And I guess you would hope that people would see this and do what you've talked about and say, hey, listen, let's take this to the courts. Let's make this an FEC violation. Let's go there and let this play out. Of course, how we are just weeks away from an election, how it plays out. I mean, ultimately, it needs to go even after the election. I don't think it matters, quite honestly. If Joe Biden becomes president or not, these are the types of things that Donald Trump has talked about. And look, as president of the United States, when you talk about the swampiest of swamp things you can possibly do, this is it. That's an important aspect of the story. But I do want to ask you this, Julie, because you brought it up, and I need for people to know this. And you brought up the TIP, and I want to talk about it just quickly, if you don't mind. Julie Kelly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, writing for American Greatness. You've got to read this article. It's an important article. It is Big Tech Breaking Campaign Finance Laws. She wrote this on October 11th, and you can go to the website and check this out, and you'll see the details that we're talking about, getting into it as far as the violations of Big Tech and what they are doing. But having the information, Julie, about the Transition Integrity Project and knowing the details is important, because if we all know it and we talk to people about this story, then we won't be surprised when all of this comes up and all the steps that they are planning on doing, we see come to fruition. We see this in front of us. That's part of how you fight back, is knowing that it's out there as opposed to it happening behind closed doors, which apparently it's not going to. Talk a little bit about TIP.
So this is called the Transition Integrity Project, which is a misnomer, if ever there was one.
Yeah.
These are leading Democrats, donors, people like John Podesta, Donna Brazile, also Never Trumpers, who I've written about in my book, Bill Kristol, David Frum, all the Trump haters who were actually wargaming out tabletop exercises over the summer into the fall that would kind of it would kind of affect how certain scenarios would play out after the election, whether Biden would win, this whole notion that Trump won't leave the White House. People have read about that. But also what they could do if Trump won like he did in 2016, which is win the Electoral College but lose the popular vote, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. So they have war-gamed out how they would foment civil unrest across the country, get up to almost 4 million so-called Biden supporters in the streets. They would call for national work stoppages. This would all be under the guise of counting every vote. As we know, the Democrats are trying to run this mail-in only election, which we've never had before. We already see all kinds of instances of fraud related to that. So they have war-gamed out how they would fight against that. They would use the media. They would use social media. They would shut down the president. They would shut down Republicans as every vote was counted. They even dragged this out to Inauguration Day, where Joe Biden would refuse to concede, even if finally the votes were counted and Trump won. Biden would refuse to concede unless the Democrats in Congress promised to promised to pass all of these reforms that the Democrats want, such as eliminating the Electoral College, giving D.C. and Puerto Rico statehood. It is a crazy plan. In any other era, you would write it off as the fantasies of sore losers. But these people...
Oh, we lost you. Julie, are you there? Oh, boy. We lost Julie Kelly. Is she... Nope, she's gone. All right, Julie. We'll see if we can get her back. I guess we can... Why don't we try to get her back another day to... Boy, it is interesting how in the past couple of days... Look, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. But it is interesting how some of our conversations with individuals have conveniently...
And it's all DC numbers.
Stopped in the middle of pretty important conversations about this election and the process. Wow. All right. I got a little chill and I'm feeling uncomfortable. How about you, Jake? Maybe we should go to break.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, let's go to break. That was Julie Kelly. She is a senior contributor for American Greatness. Go to amgreatness.com, everybody. Go to the website. Is big tech breaking campaign finance laws? Read the article. Find out more about the Transition Integrity Project, which is not what they're trying to do, but in transition, what they are trying to do is to cause the kind of chaos that you see in countries that are not the United States of America. So go ahead and check out the website, amgreatness.com, and go ahead and look up Julie Kelly's name and find out more about these stories and so many others. All right, and also text the letters USA to 239-479-5592 right now. You'll get a link to our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance that we do each and every day right after the program, 9 a.m. All right, let's go to break and find out what's happening with traffic. Here is Sabrina Katz.
A major crash in Fort Myers at Sanibel Boulevard and Iris Drive, shutting down the eastbound lanes of Sanibel Boulevard, and one lane opened if you're heading west. So to avoid this whole thing, just stick to San Carlos Boulevard, crash-free and up to speed. Also, the crash on Daniels Parkway in front of the racetrack heading towards I-75 is still slowing traffic. Partial roadblock in the right lane, so slow traffic heading to the interstate. If you're heading towards I-75, Colonial Boulevard going to be quicker. Heading out of Lehigh, there's a crash at Palm Beach Boulevard and Joel Boulevard with northbound delays on Joel. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Pleasant morning, hot afternoon, 90 degrees with a mixture of sunshine and clouds, slight chance of rain, but most of us will be dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
When the unexpected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds of up to a gig. Bounce forward on a network that helps keep connected devices protected. To learn more, go to ComcastBusiness.com.
Now is the time to get countertops at Rock Solid. Why Rock Solid? How about Rock Solid's unbelievable prices? Full slabs of quartz from $599, granite $499, and remnants as low as $150. Rock Solid's vast selection of the finest stone from around the world. Rock Solid's award-winning customer service and installation in about a week. Want the best new countertops for your kitchen? The choice is simple. Rock Solid.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Guess what, Southwest Florida? It's not too late. You can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Yes, bring us that 6, 7, 8-year-old car you're driving now, and we'll pay you what you paid for it, so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. So, yeah, whatever it was worth back in 2012, that's exactly what it'll be worth now. But only at Naples Nissan. We don't care where you bought your car from or if it was already used when you bought it. If it's a 2012 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, we're paying you the full original base MSRP for it. Go to NaplesNissan.com and pick out your favorite new Nissan model. Then Come see us on Pine Ridge Road to get the full base MSRP for your trade-in and drive home in that brand new Nissan today. Get all the details at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Svetlana Kogan, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South. Almost 2 decades of clinical experience in New York taught me a lot about doctoring. My philosophy is that less medication is better. I prescribe healthy lifestyle, good food, and exercise to heal and prevent most of the health concerns. I teach my patients how to use herbs, vitamins, and supplements properly, and spend a great deal of time with each of my patients, empowering them with mind-body balancing steps to prevent illness and avoid hospitalization. If you're looking for an experienced doctor who is knowledgeable in holistic approach to health, check out my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn how becoming a part of my patient family can make you healthy and joyful again.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at SavingTheInvestor.com.
Heroes nowadays can be anyone. And no, they don't have to fly, or have X-ray vision, or superhuman strength. See, in Naples, our heroes wear masks. They practice physical distancing. They wash their hands regularly. NCH Healthcare System and the City of Naples are counting on you to be a hero and wear a mask. Because in Naples, all heroes wear masks.
For the past 58 years, Conditioned Air is focused on your comfort. Today more than ever, our business community, our nonprofits, our leaders, and our citizens are relying on each other for strength. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a we time in our lives. Conditioned Air is here for you and here for our community. Whether you're looking for routine air conditioning service and repair for your home, installation of a new air conditioning system in a large commercial property, or anything in between, our Conditioned Air team is eager to help. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We are your neighbors, parents of school children, volunteers in the communities, coworkers, consumers, and supporters of all types of businesses. We want to help you when and where you need us, at your business or in your home. Your comfort is essential. Invest wisely. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Are you tired of all the Zoom meetings? Do you need to escape the stresses of 2020? Well then, now is the time to start enjoying the boating lifestyle, because life really is better on the water. And the open house event at Fishtail Boats in Fort Myers next weekend is the perfect chance to ride and decide what boat will take you there. Get a sneak preview of the newest 2021 boat models, like the Robalo 272, the new Chaparral 280 OSX, Grady White center consoles with electric steering, and pontoons by Premier, all powered by Yamaha outboards. Take a vacation every weekend on your new boat before it's too late. Discover the boating lifestyle during the Ride and Decide open house event at Fishtail Boats in Fort Myers next weekend from 10 to 5. Social distancing with on-site displays, Garmin and Simrad electronics, marine industry vendors, food trucks, beverages, and more. On-site financing available. Fishtail Boats, US 41 in South Fort Myers, and at fishtail.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I am often asked, what is the value of my case? The answer, of course, depends on your injuries, liability, and the damages to you financially. And it also very much depends on the law firm you hire to represent you. Many times, firms are hired without much thought or research. All firms are not the same, not even close. I know of firms and lawyers who haven't tried a case in years, maybe never. The insurance company knows who they are too. Some lawyers need the money more than you do. Go to forthepeople.com and look at our verdicts in court. Here you will see injuries just like yours. You will see what the insurance company offered and, more importantly, what a jury decided. You will have an idea what your case may be worth in our hands. And just because you've already hired a lawyer doesn't mean you can't fire them before it's too late. Happens all the time. For over 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has been here at your time of need. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. On your cell, dial pound law, that's all. Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The president will soon visit downtown Fort Myers, and preparations are in full swing. Fort Myers mayor tells Wink the event will be at the Calusa Sound Convention Center, the old Harborside Event Center. Right now, there is no indication the public is invited to this event. Another hotel is in the works. The city of Fort Myers approved an agreement to bring a Marriott AC hotel to downtown. It will sit along First Street at the corner of Jackson Street. It'll create nearly 396 jobs during construction and then another 350 jobs during the first 5 years of operation. 28 new cases of coronavirus at FGCU. It's the highest number of reported cases at the school in a single day. 21 of the cases are connected to the students in South Village, where Eagle Hall is located. We recently told you a cluster of new cases were linked to that dorm. The other 7 cases are in students who live off campus. These new cases come as the school ramps up their testing. Today, you can have your say on changes for 2 busy streets. Fort Myers is holding a virtual meeting to talk about plans for 1st and 2nd Streets. We told you the city is looking to change them from one-way roads to 2-way. The virtual meeting will be held through Zoom starting at 5 p.m. There's a link on the Wink News app. An accused killer goes before a judge this morning. Fort Myers police say Jaquan Robinson killed someone overnight along Utana Avenue. We know Robinson knew the victim, but we don't know their name. In the spring, he was arrested for violating a no-contact order after he broke into the same home. The Army Corps of Engineers started releasing water from Lake Okeechobee yesterday. The water coming our way also raises concerns about blue-green algae. Now, in the past, the Corps released water in the hotter summer months. They say by waiting until mid-October, they hope it will have a less of an impact. Lake Okeechobee is healthier now than in years past, meaning less harmful water is flowing our way. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News now.
Wink News traffic.
A major crash in Fort Myers at Sanibel Boulevard and Iris Drive, shutting down the eastbound lanes of Sanibel Boulevard, and 1 lane opened if you're heading west. So to avoid this whole thing, just stick to San Carlos Boulevard, crash-free and up to speed. Also, the crash on Daniels Parkway in front of the racetrack heading towards I-75 is still slowing traffic. Partial roadblock in the right lane. So slow traffic heading to the interstate. If you're heading towards I-75, Colonial Boulevard going to be quicker. Heading out of Lehigh, there's a crash at Palm Beach Boulevard and Joel Boulevard with northbound delays on Joel. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Little slice of summertime here in fall. 90 degrees for the high temperature, near record highs. Sunshine, some clouds mixing in with just a few tiny isolated showers, mainly south of the Caloosahatchee this afternoon and evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Stevens. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports. It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. This week's theme is energy and sleep. And right now, a lot of people are dealing with massive amounts of stress and anxiety. And when that happens, it will actually cause specifically the top part of your neck to go out of alignment. That is a stress response in your spine. So when you're feeling stressed or anxious about maybe what's going on in the world today, that can actually cause your spine to go out of position. And specifically at the very top, that bone surrounds and protects the part of your brain that controls your circadian rhythm and your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep and get quality sleep. So if that's you, you're out there and you're dealing with a ton of stress and a ton of anxiety, and you want to know if there's anything to do naturally to be able to fix it, it could be as simple as getting your spine adjusted. Call us at 239-628-4899, and always remember, your power is on.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Customers have said they thought our trade-in offer here at Naples Nissan was too good to be true. So, before they drove their new Nissan home, we asked a few of them to share their story.
Hi, I'm Jennifer from Fort Myers. My 2012 Honda CR-V had about 75,000 miles on it. I was finally ready to upgrade, so I went to some local dealers here in Fort Myers to see how much I can get for it. But no one can offer me the original MSRP like Naples Nissan. The 30-minute drive was so worth it. I got just over 17 grand and can't wait to drive home in my brand new Rogue. Finally, my car has Bluetooth.
If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, come get the full base MSRP for it and drive home in a brand new Nissan today. Only at Naples Nissan. Full details at naplesnissan.com. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line, I see a lot of people calling. We're going to get to each and every one of your calls. If you want to comment on the news of the past 24 hours that we are going to describe in just a couple of minutes, love to hear from you. Love for you to be part of our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance that we do on Fridays, 9 a.m. Right after the show is done, we flip the cameras from our YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and please subscribe while you're there so we can keep this channel going. We flip the cameras over to Zoom so that we can do the pledge to kind of wrap up the week. It's a great way to do it. All right, top 5 audio clips of the day. Here's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. Speaking of, the president's been talking a lot about Hunter Biden. There's a bunch of back and forth. You can just bring us up to date on that.
I will, and this is a questionably sourced story, to say the least, that appeared in a tabloid that President Trump and his allies are really trying to seize on here, alleging that Joe Biden may have had a meeting that was set up with somebody that Hunter Biden worked with on this Ukrainian company. Now, the story is so dubious, and we should note, by the way, that the Biden campaign says that meeting was never on Biden's official schedule. But Facebook and Twitter made moves to try to limit the spread of this story. And the Washington Post is reporting that some intelligence experts think this has the hallmark of like a disinformation campaign.
I got to stop. If you're wondering how waking up this morning, they are trying to spin the news, the smoking gun story from the New York Post, a tabloid. Okay. Revealing how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP Dad, Ukrainian businessman from Burisma, the corrupt Burisma. They were looking at corruption there in the government. You remember when Joe Biden was like, Yeah, you got that son of a fired. How do you know? We're going to hold back $1 billion. Remember the Joe pro quo? Remember that? Yeah. So that's how they're spinning it this morning, everybody.
Number 4. So what do you think in terms of a timeline? Are we looking at life getting back to normal by next spring, next summer, next fall? What's your best data tell you?
Well, the rest of this year will not be normal. And, the sooner we deliver that somewhat bad news to people so they can get ready for what will be a tough fall, the better.
The world's premier epidemiologist, the man who knows anything and everything there is to know about COVID, Dr. Bill Gates, there on Squawk Box yesterday on CNBC, telling the world that, and things aren't going to get better. It's going to be tough, and we all need to be ready for this. It's just going to get worse, everybody, and you need to be prepared. What? Why are we listening to Bill Gates telling everybody that things are going to be awful? What are his credentials again?
Number 3.
I've never spoken to my son about voting. My son has never spoken to me. I voted for every campaign reform that's existed with regard to lobbyists. I voted for every single solitary proposal to make it tougher. My son and I do not and never have, nor did my son, the Attorney General, and I talk about their policies at all. So there would never be any conflict that I ever, in fact, influenced because I didn't know, period.
Just in case anybody was wondering whether or not Joe Biden was firm in what he believed and, talking to his son. He never talked to his son about, his business dealings or anything like that. Now, you could make the case that maybe Joe Biden is telling the truth because I'm not sure Joe Biden remembers what he had for breakfast. So to ask him to remember conversations with his son in the past few years might be a little questionable.
Number 2.
By the way, Mika, when there is a New York Post article that is false, it's much better for Twitter to let people read the New York Post article and sit there and laugh at the hokey story of a computer repairman looking at a computer going, this sure does look suspicious to me. I'm going to call Rudy Giuliani. Let that out, okay?
Yeah, let it out. There's Mika Brzezinski and Morning Joe there on Morning Mess doing the spinning, everybody. Spinning their way out of this story.
Number 1.
We've just learned through explosive documents published by a very fine newspaper, the New York Post, that Joe Biden has been blatantly lying about his involvement in his son's corrupt business dealing. And this is a big smoking gun. The newly uncovered emails reveal that a top executive from the highly questionable Ukrainian company, it's an energy company, which paid Hunter at least $50,000 a month, but it's now looking like it could be $183,000 a month. That's a lot of money. Would anybody in this audience take it? I'll take it. We'll take it. Despite the fact that he had absolutely no experience, knew nothing about energy, wrote to Hunter arranging for a meeting to meet with Vice President Joe Biden. I've been saying this for a long time with that family. The same Ukrainian energy executive even sent Hunter an email saying, quote, we urgently need your advice on how you could use your influence.
Yeah, that was the president from his rally in Des Moines, Iowa yesterday. Even the president knows what's going on, everybody. It's
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
It is a big deal. He knows it's a big deal. The media knows it's a big deal. They're trying to spin it and make it seem like it's just a big joke. Nothing to be. Somebody went up to Rudy Giuliani, took it to the computer, as Morning Joe is trying to make a big joke out of it. So what happened here? Pretty simple. We're getting more and more information as the morning moves on. And what have we discovered? We've discovered that Hunter Biden introduced his dad, then Vice President Joe Biden, to a top executive at a Ukrainian energy firm, that is Burisma, one that was being invested for corruption. Less than a year before, the elder Biden pressured the government officials in Ukraine. Remember, you're not going to get $1 billion unless you fire the prosecutor, and son of a gun is exactly what happened. Who was investigating the company according to emails obtained by the Post. Never before revealed meeting mentioned in a message of appreciation that Vadym Pozharskyi, an advisor to the board of Burisma, allegedly sent Hunter Biden on April 17th, 2015, about a year after Hunter joined the Burisma board at a reported salary of up to 50. You heard the story there from the president of 50,000. Could it be even more than that? Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's really an honor and pleasure. And how did they get this information? The computer dropped off at a repair shop in Biden's home state of Delaware in April of 2019, according to the store owner. Materials extracted from the computer include a raunchy 12-minute video that appears to show Hunter, who's admitted struggling with addiction problems, smoking crack while engaging in things I'm not going to repeat. If they're saying that this is all a joke and misinformation and disinformation and it's a disinformation campaign, and well, how do you explain the photos? How do you explain the video? How do you explain all of those things if you think that the emails are just fake? Why in the world is it always about emails? What's with you people?
I'm really offended personally.
You should be, because you're first on the list. Anyway, I digress. You can take calls. We'll get to those. And then the biggest of all, in all of this, remember everybody, in all of this, in all of the things that were going on and what Joe Biden enriching his family and the idea that Hunter Biden dropping off a laptop with all of this information to a computer store and not picking it up. Do you think that maybe possibly there could be some issues of compromat, if you will, as the Russians like to put it, maybe finding out information's going to somebody like a Hunter Biden who's so drugged out, unfortunately, in his life that he doesn't realize what he's doing or what's going on, to the point where they can find out this information and use it to compromise people, like a president of the United States when they want things done. I don't know, a China or a Russia, or unless, of course, you're getting money from these countries and so is your family and you're getting rich off of these countries, then we can work all together. Which, by the way, mentioning the fact that it wasn't on Biden's official schedule, doesn't that sound a little nefarious that it wasn't on the schedule, but yet these meetings happened? Unless, of course, you're trying to make the half the country believe that it didn't happen and it's a hoax, it's a joke. But on top of all of this, you tried to put it out. I tried yesterday to tweet this out. I tried to put it up on Facebook, and Twitter and Facebook would not allow you to disseminate this information. That they would not allow you to, in your freedom of speech, to be able to let others know about this. And how big tech is censoring you. And how the time has come to do something about it. So maybe you have a thought on this. Kathy's in Naples. She's got a thought on this, or two or three. I don't know. Kathy, how many thoughts on this do you have?
Well, I just want to encourage your listeners that Trump absolutely can win Florida, despite this big tech censorship, despite they have more registered Democrats in Florida, et cetera. And here's why. Because, in 2016 I did Trump sign waving. We got a few beeps, whatever. Right now, we do Saturdays at 10 a.m. at Airport Pulling in Pine Ridge in Naples, and everyone's invited. We do Trump sign waving. I will tell you, just about every car is wildly ecstatic that we're there. I mean, I've never seen this enthusiasm. But, okay, we need to put those voters, we need to get them early voting, because there'll be a huge line on Election Day. So what do we need the next few days? Everyone, your listeners, need to not just go out to sign wave, but also call, and they need to knock on doors. They need to go to their Trump Victory office. They need to download the Campaign Sidekick app, which is an amazing app, and you can just call from your cell phone. You could just knock on your neighbor's doors. Please, I'm begging everybody. Voter turnout is everything, because remember, Hillary lost, or Trump won, by just a mere 1% in 2016 in Florida.
Yeah.
And that's 100,000 votes, which could be Lee and Collier.
Yeah.
We could bring it home, but you guys got to get off your butts. You got to do this, okay? Everybody should be calling.
Yeah.
Everybody should be.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, thanks for the call, Kathy. I appreciate it. There's some passion there. You can tell. All right. Let's go to Bernice. Bernice in Naples says, "What you had some issues with mail-ins? What happened to you, Bernice?"
Good morning. Yes, not myself personally, but my friend, who is a snowbird, but happens to be a registered Republican voter here in Collier.
Mm-hmm.
and he is up at his northern spot until late winter, and he called the elections office yesterday because he was wondering, have the mail-in ballots been sent out yet? And he was told that his request for a mail-in has been canceled. He did not cancel it.
Okay, is he a part-time resident in Collier? Where is his main residence? Is it up north?
He's a main residence is Naples.
Oh, it is Naples. Okay.
But he has gone up.
Then they should probably reach out to the elections office to get more details on that. Why? And find out. All right. Well, Bernice, listen, I appreciate the call. Pam's in Cape Coral wanted to weigh in on the Biden scandal. Pam?
Yeah, Drew. I tried to put it out there on Facebook and Twitter, too, and got censored. But my husband said he was on TikTok last night at work, and it was all over TikTok, and you could send it back and forth, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it was crazy how I tried to do it, and I couldn't, and then I tried to click on somebody else's link, and then this big page came up in front of me that says, no, you can't go there because, and we've detected that this is, it was insane to see and scary. It's scary to see the censorship that's going on. And if you heard the interview a little while ago, and thanks for the call, Pam, I appreciate it. Julie Kelly, American Greatness, her thing is, this is an FEC violation. This is campaign finance violations is what this is. If you're helping a Democrat candidate, if you're Twitter and you're helping a Democrat candidate by not allowing information to get out to individuals that could be detrimental to your campaign, that's an FEC violation there. That's a campaign finance law that's being broken there. If you're helping, and maybe we should get some lawsuits going. Of course, time is of the essence. That's number one, but it shouldn't stop even after the election. There is something to be said about that aspect of law and what is right and wrong. And I always find that interesting, right? Justice Kavanaugh, who we're told was one of the most evil, awful people. I mean, all the women that came forward and all the partying and everything else that was going on and allegations of the most horrible things. And then it all stopped. Well, if that's true, shouldn't that have been pursued? If something is true, if something really is happening, if your rights and freedoms are being violated, you take it all the way to the end, don't you? And that's what is going to happen here. We're going to have to make sure that we pursue this, and the censoring of your speech as far as it goes. All right, maybe we'll end with this quickly. Mark in Naples, you got a new campaign slogan? Go.
Yeah, cut all the TV ads and just show Trump, and then just have a real authoritative voice. Trump, he's not a lawyer.
Okay, thanks, Mark. All right, there you go. We'll end it with that. Jake is okay. We'll end it there. Give me that face again. All right, let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast. Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
Pleasant morning, hot afternoon, 90 degrees with a mix